morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're tuning in. It's your sis Moon Magic, and welcome back to Tea and Tarot, a little sit-down chat with myself and the collective and you and the tarot and us all vibing together and diving in and seeing what messages come out for us. I've been getting pretty good at making sure to do this video at least when I do my Patreon readings. So every month on my Patreon, which you can find down below, I do readings for the highest tier on Patreon. They get their own personalized reading, but there are different tarot Patreon tiers that you can subscribe to. One that's absolutely free and you still get awesome content. So if you're interested, definitely check that out down below. But every time it is that time of the month, I remember to hop on here and do a reading for the collective, which will also be available, this video, on the Patreon, but then I also upload it onto YouTube. So I have my tea, water here, and, grab your drink, whatever that is, coffee, tea, water, juice, whatever your vibe is, and then come meet me here. We're going to go ahead and dive into the tarot today, see what comes out. And I'm going to start with some updates, and then we're going to do a little ground in, some couple breaths to ground us in, and then we'll start with the message. So if you want to skip ahead, go ahead and check out the timestamps down below. And if you want to stay for all the vibes, then go ahead and stay for all the vibes. All right, so updates. I like to do this section mainly because it's a good way to just connect with you all here, to document some of my own progress and process as a person, my journey, all that good stuff, etc., etc. I think I got to show you all last time the new tattoo. It's all healed up now. I got the Magician card, y'all, and it's a partner to the Strength card. So now they are twinning over here. So that's all healed up. Gotta show you all that. Let me know what updates are happening in your life. One of the biggest updates isn't really an update as much as it is just something that has been on my heart lately. I think with social media and with everything going on, it's really easy to look at somebody like myself or another content creator, someone who posts something online, and say, wow, they got it all figured out. You know what I mean? Whatever that it is, right? There's this thing of like, oh, I heard some girl talk about it online and now that's the thing, right? And now I believe that, you know? And I guess I just really wanted to come on here and say how important it is to really, really listen to your own voice and to know that everybody has things in their life that they are struggling with, whether they're transparent about it, whether they share it online, whether, they are experiencing the same thing as you. Maybe they have different level of whatever it is. But I say all of that because I think it's very easy to look at someone outside of ourselves and say, wow, they have it so figured out, or wow, they are my something, something that's above me, yourself, in this example, right? And I say that because it's important to have teachers. It's important to have people who inspire you. It's important to have people who speak life into you, right? But to never have somebody who you think is somehow like, to still have that discernment is so important, right? Like, just because it works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And just because it seems so easy for them doesn't mean that's the reality, right? Things like that, like, I just think it's that kind of discernment is so important these days, and something I've been thinking about and really wanted to share on this update here. But aside from that, life be life, and y'all, I've had a couple of weeks of some really, really busy life stuff just going on, really working hard on some of my goals, artistically, musically. Got to finally lay down what I think will be the final vocals for my new album that I've been working on this album, y'all, for 8 months. 8 months, since November of last year, is at least the first time I remember writing, like posting about, hey, I have a new project I'm working on. So it might have been even before that I started working on this project. So I'm really, really excited about that, and just making some progress towards actually getting the project out, and just, having taken my time with this project and with the music that I make. I just feel like when it comes out, it's just all that special intention and energy is there. And so I'm really excited about that. That's the main update for me. Outside of that is just life stuff, ups and downs and all around, and keeping a level-headed, especially during everything that's going on in our world today, is very, very important. And doing the best that we can to be the best version of ourselves, take accountability, and to continue to do the best with each day that we're given. I've been really working on, I would say, my alchemy in that way of, we're all handed different ingredients in life, some good, some bad, some a combination, usually a combination of all the things, and making the best out of it. So if that's you, go ahead and let me know down below. You can leave a little black heart emoji or just say alchemy, and I'll know you know the vibe. You know the vibe, okay? But whatever updates happening in your life, definitely let me know down below. I love to hear what's going on with you all. Plus, it's always really interesting in terms of just, studyship and seeing how these energies affect us all in different ways and all that good stuff. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the tarot reading for the collective. I don't have my sound bowl with me, but I still want us to do a ground in. So if you want to join me, you can put one hand over your heart, one hand over your gut area, and just take a moment to close your eyes if you're in a safe area, to place your feet firmly on the ground. And then the first thing I want you to do is just kind of notice. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and notice how you feel this morning or this afternoon or this evening, whenever you're watching this video. Take another deep breath in. Just really giving your body permission to calm down, to ground, to disconnect from what's on your mind outside of this moment right here. Deep breath out. Feeling your heart beat regulate, feeling your breath regulate, feeling your emotions regulate, your nervous system regulate. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Thanking your guides, my guides, and the divine for this space today. Deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Just asking that this time be a sacred container for you and that these messages come through for our highest good, whatever it is that we need to hear at this moment. Deep breath out. When you're ready, take a moment to just give gratitude to yourself and give yourself a little hug and open your eyes. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started with this reading and see what comes out for the collective. These are messages that you need to hear right now, and whatever that may be, your own intuition, your own discernment is always important. So never take a message that doesn't resonate. Always make sure to listen to yourself above me, above anyone else. Pay attention to what you feel, what you think, and if you want to take notes during this time, you can grab a journal, all that good stuff, or just be here presently. But let's go ahead and dive in. We have Two of Rods. I feel immediately like looking out for something. And then we have the Emperor reverse. Interesting. So Two of Rods and the Emperor reverse. And one thing I love about tarot is, it feels so much more than just, someone reading cards to you. It feels more like a reciprocal practice to me a lot of times. So I'm going to go ahead and move this down so you can really see how it laid out. And I want you all to take a moment to just connect with this energy here. You can let me know down below, what do you see in the Two of Rods? What sticks out to you here? And the Emperor as well. What sticks out to you? Now, when I see these two cards, the first card that I saw was the Two of Rods, and the first thing I thought about was looking for something more. Looking for something more, wanting to be more, wanting more from life, wanting things to be different. It's kind of like, you're like sold a dream, and then you get there and you're like, man, this isn't as good as I thought it would be. It's like working or just being in this place in life where you're like, wow, there's got to be more. There needs to be more. And not in a consumerism way. I'm not feeling like a consumerist type of energy from this. It's more like a lackluster, if that's the right word. Like, it's giving the energy of feeling like life itself is not what I expected, or this energy, this thing that I've worked towards, or where I'm at in my life in general just isn't what I expected. And it's giving the energy of feeling like you are kind of casting your net out, or feeling the call to search for more. And more from life that you want for yourself. Maybe it's more for life you want for your loved ones. Maybe it's more from life you want for your children. Maybe it's more for life. It's like, is this truly the life? Is this really what life is? It's giving that kind of vibe. Like, this isn't really what life is. Like, there has to be more. This can't be it. This can't be it. That's the immediate energy that I'm getting. With the Emperor reverse, go ahead and take a moment, look at the Emperor. Let me know down below what you see, right? But the Emperor with the Ankh in his hand right here, which is all about life, and the crystal ball looking thing over here, right? It's giving me this feeling of not being able to see, not being in an area that is life sustaining. It's like being in an energy or a space that doesn't feel, one, like it honors you. So that could be a job, this could be a relationship, this could be a friendship, this could just be maybe your environment, who you're around. This could be, global, you know what I mean? Bigger level like that. And it doesn't feel life sustaining in terms, like it's giving like being in a toxic environment, being in a toxic relationship, being in a toxic job, workplace. It's just not honoring you is what I'm hearing. And with the Emperor card reverse, it's like it's not, the boundaries are not clear. And it's not, I keep hearing, I want more, there's got to be more to this, right? And it's giving, dysfunctional. That's what this energy is giving. So when seeing this is the general energy, general message. I'm going to look more about what Spirit wants to say about this. But think about at this moment, what in your life has this energy? Because this is what Spirit wants to talk to you about. Like I said, it could be a relationship, a job. It could just be an overall feeling. Maybe it's something within yourself, something within someone else, your loved one. And it's just this feeling of overall mehness, and also a feeling of not, I would say, a lack of respect. Perhaps this is how you could see this in the environment of how people are being treated. We could see this globally. Is this really how we are doing life as a global community, right? That's one example of how this energy might be manifesting in this moment. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive in more. So Spirit, what do you want to say about this situation, this energy here for the collective, and specifically for the person who is reading or getting this energy? Magician card. What's so interesting about this, man, that's so interesting that the Magician card came out, because the Manifest card has also been coming out a lot for me. I just shared the Magician tarot tattoo that I got with you all at the update. It's healing progress. It's already been healed, and it can be a little itchy sometimes, but it's healed up pretty much. And anyways, this card is the Magician energy has been coming back for me a lot this last 2 months, but also in general this past week it's been popping up a lot, which I think is really interesting, because the Magician card is all about manifesting. It's all about bringing things in and willing them into existence, which is really major alchemy energy. So if you related to the update where I was talking about alchemy, this may be a direct message for you. But also this energy seems interesting because you think when you're thinking manifest, you think when you're thinking magician, you think when you're thinking of bringing things into fruition, we all usually, at least my brain jumps to that, must mean that things are going right, or that things are, good, quote unquote, you know what I mean? They're in a good place. The energy feels good. Everything's just working out with ease. But that's not the vibe that it's giving me. It's giving me the vibe of like, actually, things are falling apart, and how things falling apart. So look at the areas, what Spirit is saying, look at the area in which things are falling apart in your life right now, at least appear to be falling apart. do not appear to be working out, that have this kind of energy, right? This is the situation, the energy, the area of life in which Spirit wants to bring this magician in and manifest in your life. So if you're thinking, wow, this situation is really crappy, is not seeming like it is life sustaining, or doesn't seem like there's anything I can do about this, or maneuver this, it's actually getting a 360 or 180, you know what I mean? It's getting dug up and put through the mud in order for something new to come through. And it can be frustrating because you may not know what that newness is. But right now with the Magician card, Spirit here is, there's something about the aligning of what your will and the divine's will. So really sitting with oneself in this time period and thinking, what is the divine's will when it comes to this situation? What does the divine want me to focus on? And how is this situation happening in a way that is urging me to manifest something new, if that makes sense. So this could be something like in your relationship, something falling apart, urging you to manifest something new in your own life, for maybe an area in your life that you've been resistant to make a move on, to take action on, maybe been complacent about. This, destruction in your relationship is now turning your focus to this aspect within yourself that is asking for some alchemy and for something new to manifest. This could be a job where there's destruction in your job, and something that was once secure for you is now falling apart, but now it's asking you to work on that side business and really bringing it and making it your main business that you've been working on, and that you really love it, but you don't trust that it can support you. But now you're really being asked to lean into it. It could be something like that. Or this could be, globally, looking at what's going on globally, and there's destruction and chaos, and thinking within that, who and what energy am I in this situation, and how am I contributing to this collective time in a way that is creating space for something new to emerge? Am I pushing the needle forward? Am I being complacent? Am I pushing the needle backwards? Where am I bringing this energy to? How am I helping to manifest something different in the destruction? What my own personal responsibility, accountability, etc., etc., etc. So that's the energy that it's giving. So think about where in your life maybe things are falling apart, where in you are feeling this tugged on your heart, and see how, if you were to shift your perspective in this moment from this is falling apart to, oh, this is calling me to bring in something new in this space. And then get curious, what is it that Spirit is asking me to bring new into this space? What is it bringing out of me? And what is it asking for me to rise into? So that is connected to this energy here. That's what Spirit really wants you to focus on. I would say that is the heart of the message here. But I'm going to go ahead and pull some advice cards and see what other messages Spirit might have for you. And then we're going to pull some oracle cards. So what other messages, Spirit, do you have for the collective? What advice do you have when working with this energy? Four of Swords. Yo, what? Okay, sorry. It's giving, I'm just saying whoa because it's like so aligned with with things I've been seeing, and the way that the Spirit speaks and the tarot speaks, it still always amazes me. But I'm gonna take a little water break. Hold up. All right, so when I see the Four of Swords, I immediately see and think about being still as medicine, rest as medicine, taking time to lay the foundation, whatever that means to you. That just came through. But this is like, it's giving bed rot almost. Like maybe you've been a little bit of a couch potato, or just, been slow to move, or just been, like everything just seems like it's moving slow motion, or you're not exactly sure where to take action, or you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you want me to manifest, but like, what do you want me to do? Because I don't know the action to take right now. I feel like I'm in this, you know, if you want to take a look at it, let me know what you see. But I see this person laying down, you know, in what looks like arguably like a coffin of some sort, right? So you may feel this energy of dormantness, or, you know, death, or, you know, just being still like a statue, and maybe stagnant in certain areas in your life. So it could be, you know, very conflicting with this energy here of manifesting and flow, and, you know, let's, you know, make things happen. Magician energy is very like Aries energy. It as well. It can be very, you know, forward momentum, but you may not be feeling that forward momentum. And so I feel like this card is coming out to say that that is actually part of the process, part of the manifesting, part of all of it is taking the time to sit with yourself, to hear spirit's messages clearly, to sift through all of the grunge, or the, I don't even know what the word is, muck of the situation or life. It's part of what is going, when it strikes, it'll strike, and it'll strike hot, you know what I'm saying? And it's giving yourself that time and space to open yourself up to it coming through, and getting curious. Like, this is that curiosity, that stillness of being curious to allow that energy to come in, is how it's showing up to me. Let me know down below what you're seeing with these cards and what messages are coming in for you. I don't personally ever believe that the tarot reader is the know-all be-all. I think that the person receiving the reading is always equally as part of the reading, and has their own magic and you know, beauty that they can contribute to the reading. So if you're feeling called by one of these messages, it's stirring something in your spirit, or you're seeing something, please let me know down below. I think that it can always contribute to the collective and to this reading at large. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull one more accompanied card with this Four of Swords as advice. And look, what? Yeah! See, Ace of Swords. It's like the moment you stop trying. Sorry, I'm getting so excited. The message is coming in hot. But as soon as you stop trying to carry the burden, you stop trying to carry it all on your own, carry it on your shoulders, trying to drudge this up a mountain, just keep going like everything's okay. The moment you stop, get still, lay it to rest, take a break, you know, go to sleep, lay in the bed and just sit there staring at the ceiling for 3 days. The moment you do that is that you know, let it go. Stop trying to force, because the Magician card is really important to not force when the Magician card is there. It's about aligning with the divine's will, aligning with the will of what wants to come forward for the good of all. You know what I'm saying? And that takes time to get still and really centered and knowing what is good for all, you know, having that message really come through. So the moment you let go of this burden being on your shoulders, and you trying to force whatever it is, you trying to, you know, carry it up the hill by yourself, is the moment that clarity is going to come through with the Ace of Swords. And I love that for you. Nine of Pentacles. Yes, baby. And in the meantime, it's always Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this card always comes up in every message, and it's always about being in your own garden of beauty, grace, love, divine, it's like making the best. So for example, right, you may live in a rundown shack. You may have a coffee maker that has a crack in it, you know, it still works. You may have a, you know, miscolored hole in the wall, you know, but it's like being able to take all of that and create the beauty in those spaces right here, right now, in this moment, in your own life, not in, you know, it's like taking that ownership of our life and making the most and best out of it that we can, and seeing the abundance and beauty in places that it's giving. One man's trash is another man's treasure, and maybe your own trash is a treasure with a different perspective, with a different shift. And finding those spaces in between, right? You know, in between the this is coming in like, I don't know, it's giving like if you're a parent or a single mom and you have to like deal with a baby dad, you know what I'm saying, who you don't like, and they got your energy all messed up. I don't know why this message is coming through, but this is what's coming through. And maybe it's for a very specific person, or maybe it's just an analogy of this energy, but it's giving that feeling of like how that situation of like having to take the baby to go to the dad to drop off can be so frustrating and like bring up so much emotion for you that when you come back from dropping off the baby, it's like you're not even able to enjoy any of the, you know, time that you have to yourself, or, you know, anything after that, because you just are so angry and upset, or just have so much anxiety because you don't trust this person, you know, whatever it is, right? And I don't know why Spirit's showing that as the message, but it's like learning to enjoy the in-betweens, whether that's the car ride with the baby over to the, you know, to the drop off, and putting on a song that you love, and, you know, that precious moment when your baby is like cooing and singing along with you, or, you know, the 5 minutes of just quietness when you come into your apartment or your house without the baby being there, and you love your baby, but it's also that first 5 minutes you've had all week of just stillness and quietness, and instead of jump starting your brain to the next thing and what you need to do right now, it's like allowing yourself to sit in that 5 minutes of silence and just giving yourself a big hug, saying, girl, you've been doing it, holding it together. You know, it's that kind of energy that it's giving me. And I don't know why that came out in that specific way, but maybe it's for someone specific here. Maybe it's just the analogy of how the energy's showing. It's like these tough circumstances, right? Things that are not arguably hard to see how they are difficult, right? I don't need to argue with anyone to prove the difficulty in your life right now, is what Spirit is showing me. But it's finding those spaces in between that are your own personal paradise, and the stillness that allows us to lighten the load a little bit so that we can bring in clarity and see things from a different perspective, and ultimately bring in a shift that allows us to manifest something new. That's what Spirit is showing here for this message right now. And I trust and know that this message will reach those who are meant to see it, and that it will make sense for those who receive it. And if it doesn't, then, you know, don't listen to me. Don't try to force nothing. You are your own guru. You are your own guru, always. All right, let's go ahead and do a last two. What are these? Oracle cards. I got my brain all jumbled. And see what comes out for the collective. Take risk. Okay. And take risk. I heard, like, you know, doing the same thing over and over again, you know, and trying to get a different result is insanity. I'm sure you've heard that saying before. It's giving that same kind of energy when I saw the take risk. But it also, it made me think about, I don't know if you've ever experienced where maybe, you know, whether it's like, oh, I know I need to rest, but I don't have the time and energy to rest. And like, you know, sometimes we create in our mind, whether it's rest or, you know, oh, I know I should do this, but, you know, I don't think it's gonna, you know, it's just a waste of time because I know I'm not good enough, so there's no point in me even trying. It's like whatever those situations are is what it's giving me. Those are just some examples, but it's like the situation of whatever it is in your life that you feel personally that, you know, hey, maybe I should try this out, or yeah, this is kind of what I'm aligning to. I'm being called to do. I'm feeling myself naturally drawn to, but then at the same time, I am kind of talking myself out of allowing myself to be in that space because I feel that it's too risky to be there. I feel like this is where Spirit is encouraging you to kind of go through those feels and allow yourself to take a little risk and do something that might feel risky, whether that's, you know, giving yourself a little bit more rest or leisure time, or whether that's, you know, taking space from someone or something that isn't really healthy for you right now, or whether that's putting yourself out there and making new friends because you've been feeling lonely, you know, whatever it is. Those are just examples, but that's the way that this energy can come through. So I'm going to go ahead and read this card for you. Definitely pay attention to what resonates for you. And if it doesn't resonate, again, leave the rest, okay? Take risks. Risks are personal to each one of us. To some, climbing a mountain doesn't feel risky. To others, having a conversation with a stranger does. What has been calling you that you've been afraid to do? Comfort kills growth. It is important that we regularly do things that push the envelope, that make us feel nervous, apprehensive, and uneasy, with the exception of physical danger. This card is asking you to take the plunge and do the thing that intimidates you. Trust that the net will appear after you jump. So yes, definitely feel that message and see what is calling for you. I think for every single person on this video, it's going to be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and look at the last message now. The last message says, my dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. And this card is called Dream. It says, dreams of the night may reveal insights that rest in our subconscious. They may also inform our daydreams, where we become the masters of boundless possibility. Our dreams need inspiration to flourish and can help us understand our path and awaken connection to a greater vision. Your dreams are asking you to bring them to life with continuous support and sincere belief. Consider yourself a midwife to your dreams. Welcome motivation, imagination, commitment, and a playful spirit. Set clear intentions for your present path, nurture its growth, and then let go. It takes bravery to build and fully realize your dreams. As you infuse them with conscious love and dedicated action, build your dream team and have gratitude for the inspired force beneath it all. Yes. And this card definitely resonates for me in the terms of just, I don't know about you all, but my dreams have definitely been very loud lately. I've been dreaming a lot. I've been dreaming a lot, and I've been definitely feeling called to really pay attention to my dreams, even if they're not really making sense. I've been documenting them and just really sitting with them when I wake up. Like, man, this was an interesting dream. Man, this is an interesting energy. There's something there. I don't exactly know what it is yet, but I'm going to be paying attention to it. So maybe you have also been having interesting dreams. Let me know down below. Or maybe the card and these messages resonate in a different way. And let me know either way. But that's all the messages that I'm seeing for this reading right now. I want to thank your guides, my guides, and the divine for this space today. As always, take good care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. You know, exercise that grace and compassion, especially with you, because you deserve it. And never, you know, think that someone else has all the answers. Trust and believe that you have the answers within you, and cultivate that. Okay. All right, lovelies. I'll see you all later, and take care. Bye.